Hello and welcome to another episode of Electra at Ladyland. So the weather's breaking here in Western Australia and we've had 5 months of dry, staunch heat, and tonight we're entering the phase of the LIBRA full moon. So let's have a quick look at what is circumnavigating. Let's have a look at the light frequencies in the Taurus. That's the first one out, nurturing. Gaia meaning the air, so I've got some earth energy here, nice. First element here, grounding. Something grounding about this lunation, very nice. Right, so let's just do a split and see what happens. Solitude. Alright, so there might be a feeling of just nurturing number 1. I've got here, nurturing number 1. Right, let's just have a look at some submerged. Alright, so there could be stuff underneath, stuff that may have been raised due to this rather intense transit of moving into a new generational constellation. So I'm just going to choose one to read and then I'll clarify it. Right, so we've got solitude, feeling the need to be alone or make decisions on your own, solitude. And I've got here nurturing, so nurturing number 1, submerged. So there could be something beneath the surface that has possibly needs some time and space to look at. So let me just see where this is going. Let's look where this is going. If you're new to my channel, I read the light frequencies in the form of geometry, platonic solids. So the Earth can be made up of 5 different geometry symbols. One for earth, air, fire, water and ether. I do the dark energy on this channel. Alright, so let's just see what else comes out, see if we can connect these 3 cards. So I think I will do some quick peeks on the top. Stillness. Yeah, I'm getting a real sense of slowing down. That's what I'm getting here. Getting a real sense of slowing things down. Yeah, communion also. Eagle. I'll take that. Eagle. As a way to connect this. Communion is when you, in your own energy field, you want to communicate on a much more soul level there. Shaman's right straight underneath. There we go. Alright, so let's just look at the eagle. Someone mentioned the eagle to me the other day. You have to take note of the whole spectrum of messages that come through. Here the man and the eagle make contact through their eyes and spirits. The man has performed a ceremonial calling to Eagle Brother, who now comes to him as a familiar friend. It is an intimate relationship between human being and feathered being, one of both spirit and flesh. It's ultimately this deep spiritual kinship that connects them, formed from their recognition of the sacredness of this bond. So eagle spirit is about highest and noblest, encouraging us to let our spirit soar. Through this communion, we know that we can touch the sky. We know that we can be more than just two-legged creatures clinging to the ground. We are intimately related to all life on the planet, and it's through communing with any expression of life that we realise how vitally connected we are. Okay, so it's an opportunity to sort of come out of body experience, and I think that this is what this is saying, is that we innately know that we have a duty of care. So under this new lunation, it's time to just get into your own energy and nurture yourself, and that is a very healthy thing to do. As a result, things can be processed that are somewhat submerged. Things can need to be processed. It's all well and good, go, 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 but if you don't process anything, and that shining through is the opportunity in this day and age to actually follow shamanism, and that it's not freaky bush nuts that just on magic mushrooms anymore. It's actually a way of life. So this has become very acceptable in society to follow the way of shamanism. This kind of field has opened up. If anybody's interested in following shamanism, I'll put some links in the description box. Alright, so I've done a little clarification, and I've taken some random decks, and on the bottom of the dream time I've got release waterpool for number 9. It's full power release. It's whatever it is that is submerged in your logic, in your cerebral, it's time to let it go. So if you've got a grudge about something, it's time to release all judgment. There could be some misunderstanding, is what I'm getting here. And surrender. So this is a number 9 as well. So that is double confirmation. It is time. The universal forces are releasing, and you will feel the pull to do that too. 9 and 9. In my last reading I have 10, 10. 9, 9. Something is building here about release. And it's to do with something buried in the cerebral. Some kind of grudge towards a person or a situation or a relationship or a job. And I've also pulled some cards for the full moon in the moonology. So underneath I've got relax. So it's about coming back from a period where there was a bit of confusion and pretty much everybody had to stop doing what they were doing because it was just so difficult to navigate. This is in the recent past. It was just so difficult to know which way to go because it was so intense, and it was all about finding the going back to the key fundamental drive, which drives the self. If you want to check out my other readings, and I've got here, trust all will be well, let your fears dissolve, and speak your world into being. So this actually Gemini card actually reminds me of the symbolism for Libra. So I've got here a downward facing triangle, which represents feminine. So thankfully a little bit of feminine energy is coming back here with this illumination. And also I've got like a circle which represents the all, and it's within the feminine energy. So it's about embracing intuition and releasing all ego is what I'm getting here. And then there's a little bit of a flower of life essence as well, which is things that unfold with view to a divine plan. So there's only so much you can control as a human being. The rest is taken care of by universal forces is what I'm getting here. So just wanted to close out. So how can we how can we promote this release, this surrender? What can we do to release ourselves from the burden of ego and go more towards shamanism, as in looking the compassion for all living things and the balance of life, actually looking at the balance of the ecosystem, the balance of universal forces, instead of just getting drawn into ego. That's what the message is here. How can we bind all this together? Okay, I'm just going to get a reference back to this book. Shaman, the deep, compassionate eyes of the Native American shaman portray the wisdom of one who has seen and who knows. Alright, so able to travel beyond the veil of the ordinary reality. Nice. This thunder. The shaman's primary assignment is to discern and maintain the balance between what is human community takes from the natural world and what it gives back. When this relationship is out of balance, the shaman must do whatever is necessary to restore it. Balance equals healing. The shaman lives his life in ceremony and treats everything with reverence, including the great mystery of death and even the greater mystery of life. Alright, so charged with relieving suffering as one of his priorities, the shaman does so first by tending to the spiritual wound. Alright, so all illnesses, whether physical, emotional or psychological, stem from the illness of spirit. Alright, so this is about deeper healing, a much deeper healing. Alright, so it's about allow any darker thoughts or shadows to appear. So this is with the submerged, that you're carrying something that's got a negative vibration. It's time to release it. Allow by simply observing it as it arises in the consciousness, and then letting it dissolve, and then seeing yourself as a whole person, complete, and so it shall be. Alright, so know that the deepest spiritual wound is the illusion of being separate from Source, God, Great Spirit, whatever you call it, whatever you name, you give to creation. It is the trick of the mind that creates this sense of separation. Alright, so under the Libra moon, we are encouraged to really release all that keeps us in the ego, and just to meditate on the fact that we're all connected and that we must see our role as one that can promote balance in the ecosystem and in the society, and always strive for that. And that's a very healing thing to do. And I'm just going to cleanse the space. Is there anything more I need to do here? Is there any more message for my subscribers under the living illumination? I haven't done one for a while. Yes, sorry, I've got my own message coming through here. Yes, I haven't. No, I haven't. I'm being told off by Great Mystery that I haven't been doing these readings. Alright, so I'm just supposed to take one more from here. One's just disappeared. Okay, that's all good. Okay. I'm not worried about that one. I think that was the surrender. Oh, lightning. So it's currently thunder and lightning at the moment, and it instigates a change. So the things are always changing. I've got self-preservation there, and also see the duality is coming back here again, which came up in my love frequency reading, and also it came up on the Gemini card. There is something here about doing things in unison or a partnership, and see every creature, every person an opportunity to have a partnership, a positive partnership of any source, of any kind. It's up for the choosing and whatever develops. So change. Let's have a quick look at this one. Alright, change is in the air tonight. Waterfall, yeah, that one came up as well. This is a beautiful one, release. So the emotions with controlled release flow with strength and purpose. Communication is the gift the waterfall holds. The waterfall is strong and powerful, and much water flows down its rocky face. Alright, so Communication involves ideas being shared and discussed. When said with anger, words tumble forward, falling with such force that they hurt and destroy. Rather than let your emotions explode, allow your emotions to feel and roll and flow out regularly. Sharing your thoughts, feelings and ideas is really important at this time, whether through the spoken word or even the written word. You need to communicate the overflowing that the waterfall card indicates you are feeling emotionally at this time. Do not let your emotions build up. Alright, so this submerging of tension in the cerebral needs to be processed out. It needs to be written or spoken, or even a session with a psych might help. We'll just finish out with the number 19, lightning, because I'm just doing this reading in a storm. Alright, so this is about elemental extremes. Alright, so lightning is spectacular as it is, it can also be deadly. Alright, so it causes fires, devastating destruction to the undergrowth. Lightning represents change, the kind of sudden change that can easily catch you off guard. Lightning strikes with power and precision, and it can change everything it strikes in a second. It symbolises a change you didn't see coming. Alright, so something here you didn't see coming is upon you, and it's time to sort of keep cool and just try and find the happy medium here. So lightning isn't always a negative, though. It provides flashes of inspiration and creativity as it lights up the storm clouds around it. It can offer clarity in the midst of a personal storm. Lovely. Alright, so this is about you gaining clarity by solitude and self-preservation and the balance of finding why it is that you're stuck in ego, and release that. Because it happens to all of us. You know, doing my readings is my opportunity to step out of ego. Doing my gardening, looking after my animals, that's all an opportunity to step out of ego and get in a more feminine, intuitive energy. Because we need both. We need to exist in both. Right? We need that duality, divine energy, masculine, feminine. We need both. Oh, that one just flipped over as well, just as a little prosperity. Alright, so things are on looking at the bee works very hard for very little gain. You may feel exhausted with your situation, but yeah, and yeah, you just may have felt alone with it. Alright, power is not something you should use to harm another, inflict pain, dominate. Lightning asks you to be sure of your motives, come from a good and positive place. So the bee medicine is here to remind you. The bee works in unison. They help each other from different hives. They don't care. They have the purpose of being in a unity. They're never alone. They don't act alone, and they make honey, and it takes a lot of cross-pollination before they get a result, but they soldier on. That's the energy I'm getting here. It's just about soldiering on, even if you've been wounded. You know, that's the wise way, is to soldier on and just let's say thanks for giving me this space to talk to Great Mystery, and pass on the messages for my loyal subscribers, and just closing out now with the bee energy, and